Hello and welcome to this tips and techniques video from Master Your Photography. In this series we've carefully crafted a collection of short videos designed to provide you with key points on specific topics without any of the unnecessary waffle. Our goal is to give you practical information that you can immediately apply to your own photography. We understand that your time is precious, so we've condensed each video to deliver concise, actionable information. With our tips and techniques series, you'll gain the knowledge and the confidence to improve your photography in no time at all. So that's probably enough waffle, let's get started. There's a really simple trick that you can use to improve your composition, and it's a basic setting on almost every camera that's currently available and on most smartphones, and that's called Gridlines. Now, as the name implies, Gridlines are literally lines in the shape of a grid that you can choose to display in your viewfinder or on the screen on the back of your camera. And what they do is they divide the screen up and help you tremendously with your composition. Now, quite often you have a choice as to how you want these grid lines displaying. One of the most popular options is when the screen is divided into thirds. Now, this is really useful if you want to apply the rule of thirds, which, as we know from previous videos, will help to improve your composition massively anyway. If you're not sure about that, then please look back at the previous videos for rule of thirds. Depending on your particular camera model, you may have different options for displaying these grids. Sometimes there's an option to display squares, which can be really useful for photographing architectural subjects such as buildings, so that you make sure everything is kept nice and straight. You may have an option to divide the screen diagonally, which is sometimes useful for buildings and also for landscapes. Another feature that sits alongside the grid lines is a level indicator. This is really useful if you're photographing anything where you can see the horizon, and what it does is it changes colour if you tilt your camera away from the horizontal. So if it's green, then you are absolutely level, and if you tilt your camera it will change to a red colour, depending on your camera model obviously, but it's very useful to make sure that you're keeping your horizons level. And if you use this in conjunction with the grid lines as well, then you've basically nailed composition. My own personal way of working is to leave the thirds grid lines together with the level indicator turned on all the time, and I find this helps me achieve the correct composition much faster than if I didn't have them turned on at all. Now, your camera may have different options, but what you need to be doing is looking at the settings menu and look for either grid lines or guidelines, or sometimes it's called composition guides. If you're using a smartphone, then it's usually under the settings menu for the camera app. Next time you're ready to go out with your camera, before you go, turn the grid lines on, see if it helps your composition, and give me some feedback. I'd love to see what you're doing and whether it's helped. Thank you for tuning in to Master Your Photography's Tips and Techniques series. We hope you found this video useful and practical. Remember, each photo you take is a stepping stone towards becoming a better photographer. So get out there and capture the world in your own unique way. Until next time, happy shooting.